Organisations sit in one of three sections depending on their function. Private. Private organisations that exist to make a profit. For example, retailers, and are owned by shareholders, which may number from one to thousands. Companies whose shares may be bought by the public are identified by the letters PLC after the name. Public organisations. Public organisations are funded by public money, for example taxes. These generally include hospitals and schools. Non-profit making organisations. These are charitable organisations such as Oxfam. The purpose of a private sector organisation is to make a profit for its shareholders. They are financed from profits from sales or shareholder investment, or a mixture of both. The method of their financing is that they will increase sales and lower operating costs. The profits and surplus that they make will pay shareholders dividends, and they will invest into the business with a specific view of making more money. Some examples of private sector organisations include Marks and Spencer's, British Airways, and Bupa. Private organisations come in four main types. Sole trader. This is where one person owns the organisation and takes personal liability for its debts and profits. Examples are window cleaners, painters and decorators, or local builders. Partnerships. This is where two or more people run the organisation, taking joint personal liability for debts and profits. Limited companies. These consist of a minimum of 2 shareholders and must be formally registered. Whilst they are subject to comply with more legislation, their advantage to the owners is that their personal liability for debts is limited to their shareholding. There are 2 types of limited company. Private limited companies are owned by a fixed number of shareholders who provide the finance for the operation in exchange for the corresponding share in profits. These companies carry the abbreviation LTD after the name. Public limited companies. These shares may be bought by the public on the stock exchange. These companies, because of their public nature, are subject to more stringent financial reporting and auditing requirements and are identified by the letters PLC after the name. The purpose of a public sector organisation is to provide a good value service to the public. They are financed through public taxation, and their methods of finance include meeting targets within a budget. The destination of their profits or surplus goes back to the central government. Examples of public sector organisations include the NHS, government departments, and state schools. The following are types of public sector organisations. The NHS health organisations. This includes hospitals, doctor surgeries and clinics. State education organisations, which include schools and colleges. Local authorities. Government departments. Executive agencies. Non-ministerial departments. And non-departmental public bodies. Voluntary sector organisations, or sometimes referred to as third sector organisations, have the purpose of providing free services for those in need. They are financed through donations, and their method of finance is through appeals, fundraising activities, and charity shops. Their profits and surplus are spent on supporting the organisation's main aim. Some examples of these organisations are Greenpeace, Save the Children, and the RSPCA.